Tesla plans to launch its most ambitious vehicle, the RoboTaxi, within the next 2 years. Going by Elon Musk's words, Tesla will develop, test, and commercially launch a dedicated RoboTaxi with no steering wheel or pedals in just 24 months. But this isn't the first time Musk has teased the RoboTaxi. In fact, we've been hearing about it since 2019. The RoboTaxi now looks very different from its original vision and is ready to radically change the rideshare and hospitality industry. But how will it happen in just 2 years? What benefits can we expect? And what is the upshot of spending billions on this new Tesla vehicle? Let's find out. The evolution of RoboTaxi. The first time Elon Musk mentioned the launch of the RoboTaxi was back in 2019. At the time, he teased an autonomous vehicle that would earn owners $30,000 a year. The excitement around the vehicle increased as Musk declared the possibility that Tesla would get the approvals within a year and that there would be 1 million robotaxis on the road by 2021. The idea was that Tesla's fully self-driving software would become so advanced that a car would just show up at your door and would drive itself as the passengers rested inside. Safe to say, Tesla isn't there yet. But while the robotaxi hasn't materialized yet, there has been a shift in Tesla's plans for the product. When Musk first revealed it in 2019, the plan was to simply convert the existing Tesla models into a robotaxi fleet. It was a fairly simple plan and could be executed by making simple changes to the vehicle hardware. The only thing left to do was to make the fully self-driving software so sophisticated that it required minimal driver interaction. Once Tesla achieved full self-driving, they would create a Tesla network where they'll use both Tesla-owned vehicles and customer cars to be hired out when not in use. Since those initial plans, Tesla and Elon Musk have largely been quiet over the robotaxi's future, and the few updates that have come our way show that the vehicle Tesla is planning now is very different from what was initially envisioned. Tesla is now working on a dedicated vehicle designed specifically for use in the robotaxi network. This purpose-built vehicle will ensure that the trip in a robotaxi is different from traditional cars. Elon Musk called it an Airbnb and an Uber combined as one, which means that a purpose-built robotaxi will need exclusive features that separate it from traditional car designs. RoboTaxi design, building the cheapest Tesla vehicle ever. So we're expecting a car with a radically different design, one that allows for exclusive features like face-to-face seating, greater accessibility, and alterations that allow for a relaxed environment. So far, there isn't a lot of official data available about this radical new design, but according to Tesla's chief designer Franz von Holzhausen, the driverless vehicle will be futuristic in the true sense of the word. He also revealed that it was his personal favorite design among all Tesla vehicles, but was unable to share more details. What we do know is that the RoboTaxi will be the cheapest Tesla vehicle of all time. Now, if you're wondering how a vehicle with a radical new design can be the cheapest, just think of the things Tesla can simply get rid of in absence of a driver. Back in 2020, Elon Musk predicted that the RoboTaxi will cost less than $25,000. However, there can be further design changes that can make the car even cheaper. When we talk about existing Tesla cars, the conversation ultimately turns to the higher prices of modern-day EVs. However, a big chunk of these costs goes into making Tesla vehicles faster and more sustainable. Just by removing the driver, a vehicle will no longer need the steering wheels, mirrors, or pedals. A lot of stuff on the dashboard becomes redundant, and the vehicle can be treated as a 1 to 2 person pod. But the biggest cost saver will be the fact that a taxi fleet will be designed for urban use, where you don't need astronomical speeds. So the focus will be on cost efficiency instead of loading the powertrain with features. According to one estimate, making such a vehicle could potentially cost lower than $10,000. These estimates sound too good to be true, but it also shows that a robotaxi has the potential to be the cheapest Tesla model ever. And what makes it even better is the extremely low cost of operation. Tesla discussed the robotaxi in its annual impact report, saying that it will be designed for maximum energy efficiency. This will make it cheaper for the customers and reduce the carbon footprint per mile driven. Tesla analysis shows that the RoboTaxi will offer the lowest cost per mile of any transport. We know that renting a car today is much more expensive than owning one. However, a bulk of these costs come from human involvement. Once we eliminate the costs associated with labor, the RoboTaxi will cost less than 30 cents a mile. That is half the cost of owning a vehicle and just 20% off the cost per mile from regular taxis. So, the potential is there for a revolution in the ride-sharing industry, and Tesla is slowly moving towards that goal. Tesla has listed the RoboTaxi as a future product in the previous years, but that changed in the company's Q2 update letter in 2022. Tesla indicated that the RoboTaxi is now in development, and that next in line after the Cybertruck, Tesla Semi, and Roadster would be the RoboTaxi. But before all that happens, Tesla has a few hurdles to overcome. Tesla FSD, the final hurdle. The most integral part of bringing the RoboTaxi to reality is the development of Tesla FSD. Without self-driving autonomous vehicles, there will be no RoboTaxi, and the progress on that is still some way short of an acceptable standard. A vehicle without a steering wheel or pedals will be considered to have level 5 autonomy on a scale of 0 to 5. Tesla has made great progress on its autopilot system in the past few years, but has only reached level 2 autonomy so far. In its current form, the Tesla FSD Beta enables a vehicle to drive autonomously to a destination using a navigation system. However, the driver needs to stay active at all times and take control of the vehicle if needed. Reaching level 5 will take some time, and for some, it might never be possible. Whether Tesla needs to get to level 5 is debatable, as cars with the current system can already drive a few minutes without any intervention. But for a car to be truly self-driven, it has to reach level 4 autonomy at the very least, and that's when Tesla can start thinking about the next step. In the meantime, Tesla still has a loyal customer base that has complete faith in Elon Musk's ability to deliver the first completely autonomous cars. That unwavering faith was quite evident when Tesla posted a thread of the company's achievements this past year. It showed that 285,000 Tesla owners bought the company's full self-driving software, which costs $15,000. That was some way short of Elon Musk's target of 1 million FSD-powered vehicles, but still an encouraging number. Elon Musk also has publicly stated the issues with reaching full autonomy, but has cautiously talked about reaching level 4 in 2023. It seems like Musk needs to fast-track this progress because semi-autonomous vehicles are already taking over the ride-sharing industry in different parts of the world. Rival robotaxis in action. China's manufacturer Baidu, for example, has recently unveiled an autonomous car with a removable steering wheel that will be launched in 2023, a full year before Tesla's planned robotaxis. The model, called the Apollo RT6, will support a level 4 autonomous driving system, which mostly doesn't require assistance from an active driver. Google-backed Waymo LLC has also asked for permits to sell fully autonomous rides in California, while Toyota is backing Pony.ai to disrupt the ride-sharing industry and has already got the permits to offer a robotaxi service in a designated 40-mile radius in Beijing. So Tesla would do well to get its FSD up to speed and get its robotaxi network running sooner rather than later. Multiple companies launching their own versions of a robotaxi is not necessarily a bad thing for Tesla, as it will give the company an indicator of the kind of regulations they'll face in the future. On the flip side, the companies launching these vehicles earlier than Tesla may end up getting the lion's share of a trillion-dollar market, and that is the upshot of all this focus on driverless taxi services. What's in it for everyone? As I mentioned earlier, the promise of a humanless taxi service is an insanely cheaper ride than traditional taxi services. So big companies are in a rush to use autonomous cars in the mobility-as-a-service industry. In the next 10 years, this will become a $5 trillion industry, which is why the likes of Uber, Toyota, and everyone else are investing billions into research and development for fully autonomous cars. Tesla has the upper hand because it has millions of miles of data, and every mile that a Tesla drives with FSD software is potentially a step in the right direction. So renting out a Tesla robot car may become even more profitable than selling a robot car in the future. For robotaxi owners, this may translate into a profitable business, and for Tesla, it means the lion's share of a multi-trillion-dollar market. The stage is set for Tesla to launch a dedicated robotaxi. The promise of 2024 sounds too ambitious, and going by Tesla's past track record, you can never be sure of what the progress will look like in 2024. So while the future of the robotaxi stays under wraps, click right here to check out another disruptive Tesla vehicle that's already on the roads.